What's going on, everyone? Welcome. This is the Warehouse Series, and this is a special video. I hope you guys follow me all the way through this video. I, someone reached out to me recently and told me they had someone pass away at their warehouse, and they asked me if this has ever happened at our warehouse. And unfortunately, yes, has happened. And I have lost some people that I actually considered a friend and was pretty close to me. I used to be on the first response team back in the day, and I wish I was still on it, but I got off of it for good reasons. The main reason why I got off of the first response team was because we only got trained on CPR once every 2 years. Now, I've been off the first response team for probably close to a decade. So I have no idea if our company has changed those policies. I truly believe that you should be trained quarterly. So 4 times a year, and you should be trained by a certified paramedic or somebody that is trained in CPR and that is certified in training in CPR. Just because you know CPR does not mean that you are good at training in CPR. So I feel that, that is a huge factor of having first responders in the warehouse. Guys, I'm going to touch on all subjects today. I get that there's close calls that happen in the, with, just pulled muscles and stuff like that. Maybe if someone smashes their ankle, but a lot of cardiac arrest things do happen in the warehouse. And that is how we lost our people at our warehouse due to heart attacks. Heart attacks seems like the main thing that happens at the warehouse. And we do have a few people that had seizures at our warehouse. So learning how to deal with those certain instances are really important. So I hope that if you are a manager in a warehouse and you're watching this video, that you put forth a little bit more training on this type of protocol, because the person that posted something or private messaged me on Discord, this person, in my opinion, should still be alive. There was a large amount of time that was wasted before 911 was called. And I always have this mentality in the warehouse, always think of the worst. Always think of the worst. And 911 should have been called immediately on this person. And I believe if someone is in pain or if you think somebody's having a heart attack or anything to that nature, 911 should be called immediately. Now, we have phones all throughout our warehouse that are primarily used for the intercom system, but all those phones dial out on 911. And I promise you guys that you need to take action whenever you see something happening in the warehouse. Do not hesitate. And that's what we're going to go through in today's video. I'm not going to get through this because it's just, I'm not sitting here trying to promote my video on this. So let's get right to it, guys. So the first and foremost thing that I think that warehouses need to focus on is training. I said it already. I believe that a certified trainer for CPR and handling certain things like seizures and stuff like that happen in the warehouse should be trained 4 times a year, guys. Not once every 2 years, 4 times a year. Every quarter, that person should be coming in training. We work, certain warehouses work with hundreds of people, and something can happen at any given time. And you want those first responders to be like this. You don't want them to hesitate. You don't want them to get scared and be like, oh my God, do I know how to work the AED? Do I know, where is the AED? Where are they located in the warehouse? This is something that should be brought up quarterly. Like, guys, like your supervision should stand have a meeting quarterly. Guys, don't forget, because you got new employees that are coming in. If a first responder's working on someone and they yell for someone to go get the AED, well, they need to know where that AED is at. So quarterly, there should be a 10-minute meeting. Hey guys, remember the AED is in such and such place in the warehouse. There's one in the main office. There's one in the cross out. There's one over here by maintenance. Wherever those AEDs, they need to be reiterated quarterly, all right, throughout the warehouse. And I got on here, don't hesitate. Guys, if you think somebody is hurt, like I said, our phones dial out. Dial 911. What are you going to get? You're doing the right thing by possibly saving someone's life. This person might be having a heart attack. I'm not even going to hesitate. I'm not going to call the office. Hey, so and so's down, and whatever. I think he might be having a heart attack. No, screw that. You get on that phone. You call 911. Hey, I'm at such and such. This is our address, and you should know your address of your warehouse in case of emergencies. I'm at blah, 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 and I have someone that is possibly having a heart attack in the aisle. I'm notifying you. I'm going to notify management and let them know. You need to be on top of your game when it comes to stuff happening in the warehouse. It could mean someone's life. Now, I'm not saying that you have to get down and do CPR on that person. That is for the first responders who have been trained, hopefully quarterly, to do that duty. But as the first person that came on to that person, you need to call 911 and get those emergency response people on the way. And I always, since day one, always think of the worst. Pallets hanging out of the rack, cases falling over in the rack, a piece of wood that could possibly knock somebody out. Guys, always think of the worst. If you think of the worst, the warehouse is going to be a lot safer and, for everybody in the warehouse. And I want to also finish with here, you can't be too excessive. All right, guys, what is anybody going to say if somebody fell over because you weren't there, they got hit in the chest with a case and they're holding their chest and you thought they were having a heart attack, so you called 911. Guys, nothing's going to happen. You cannot be too excessive when it comes to somebody's life and somebody's health and possibly saving that person's life. You don't know what happened before you arrive to the situation. Call 911 immediately. Now, the most common things that happen in the warehouse, and unfortunately at our warehouse, we have lost probably 5 people inside of the warehouse due to a heart attack. Now, I do want to say there is one example where a really good guy had a heart attack at our warehouse, and we had people work on him nonstop for many minutes. It was probably like 40 minutes, and he survived. He retired from our work happily, and he survived. And those people went to work on him. And unfortunately, we've had people work on a person that went down in our warehouse and did not survive. Guys, it's not anyone's fault. It's not, it's just a matter of just fortunate that one person survives and the other person doesn't. But the people that worked on the person that didn't survive aren't any less important than the person that they worked on that did survive. The person that passed away, he was a really good guy, and I'll tell you what, the 2 people that worked on him were awesome. They did a great job, and they worked on him, and they did the best to their ability to help save that person. And unfortunately, that person did not make it. But once again, guys, these guys, the 2 guys that worked on him, if it wasn't for them, he wouldn't even had a chance. Okay? So the fact that these 2 guys worked on him and worked on him for many, 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 many minutes, I was probably like even close to an hour, just shows that these guys gave it their all. And, unfortunately, that guy did not make it. So that's one. The main thing is heart attacks. Guys, we have a lot of diabetics. You should know if they're open about it, because there's always HIPAA. So if you have people that are open about their diabetes in the warehouse, you should know how to treat diabetics, because diabetics is probably one of the most main causes that you're going to have in your warehouse, and heart attacks. Seizures, we have had people in the past that have dealt with seizures. So learning to which way you want to turn that person on their side, and how to deal with people that are having seizures. This is, like I said, guys, if you are a warehouse manager, please train quarterly. And I say pulled muscles on here because this is and this is what we wish for. This is what we hope for. We hope that everyone has a pulled muscle and it's not a heart attack and it's just a strain in the chest, you know, from lifting boxes all day long for 20 years or however many years you've been doing it. But even guys, just to recognize, you know, hey, this might be a pulled muscle and this might not be a heart attack or this might not be whatever. So pulled muscles is definitely something that happens in the warehouse a lot. Probably, thankfully, more than this stuff up here. But you should be trained quarterly. All right, guys. So what are some of the things we could do to prevent this? Prevent accidents in the warehouse. And this is more preventing accidents than the actual heart attacks and seizures that health conditions wise. And that's 4 points of contact. If you keep all your hands and feet within the confines of that jack, and you don't have feet hanging off where you could smash a foot, smash an ankle, more than likely you're going to have a safe environment. If you create space between you and the person in front of you that is selecting, or you and the forklift in front of you that is making the move so product doesn't fall on you, you are creating space. You are creating an opportunity for an accident not to happen. Guys, your horn is on that jack, on that forklift for a reason. Beep the horn. I'm not saying you got to go crazy with the horn, but beep the horn so you create that awareness to the person that might not know you or even behind them. Just you giving that beep beep as a little friendly reminder, hey, I'm right here. You know, you continue to make your move, but just remember, I am right here. Given that, when you pass somebody in the aisle, I cannot stand at my warehouse when somebody passes another selector in the aisle and they don't beep. Don't always assume that that person can hear you or see you. Beep your horn. That is why they are there, for safety precautions. And guys, I threw it up there again because I think it is so important. Always think of the worst in the warehouse. When it comes to safety, always think of the worst. When I see a pallet or a piece of wood or a case that's possibly falling up above, I immediately call into the office. Hey, I'm in such and such out. There's a pallet hanging out with a case possibly that's going to fall. Can you please have a forklift come reset it? And it's as easy as that, guys. Always think of the worst. And if you correct the things that are going wrong in the warehouse, that is that much more probability that someone is not going to get hurt from whatever is up above or on the floor. You know, just be mindful in the warehouse. All right, guys. So that's the end of this video. You know, when the person reached out to me on Discord and started talking to me about the incident that happened in their warehouse, I immediately started thinking of all the incidents that have happened in our warehouse. And when I say all of them, guys, I've been at my work for 25 years. And I want to say there's probably about 5 or 6 people that have actually passed away on the floor. And all of them, I'm pretty sure all of them have been to heart conditions. So it was nothing that actually happened on the floor where pallets fell on somebody and killed somebody, or a piece of machinery killed somebody. It was, I'm pretty sure that all of them were heart attacks. But that's why I believe that for these warehouses, quarterly CPR training is a must. Quarterly AED training is a must. Now, these AEDs talk to you. They pretty much tell you where to put the stuff at and when to shock somebody and when not to. So the AEDs that they have in the warehouses are actually pretty awesome. So even if you aren't trained on one, you should still be able to use it. But CPR should be trained quarterly in your warehouse. I hope you guys do it in your warehouse. And if you are a manager that stumbles upon this channel and you are at my warehouse, I hope you guys do quarterly. Like I said, I haven't trained in over 10 years on CPR, so I have no idea what you guys do. Guys, a very important video. I hope you guys watched it all. And I hope you maybe bring some attention to your warehouse if they are not doing this. I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day.